Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
The U.S. Special Forces in Vietnam trained units to help with fighting the communists. A Vietnamese man who now calls Wichita home was part of it.
Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Kiefer share his story.
U.S. Special Forces in Vietnam trained the Mobile Strike Force Command, or Mike Force. Hung No says he has very few photos of his time in service because if the Viet Cong had ever uncovered them in his home, he would have been killed. When you see Hung No here at Martin Interconnect Services, you'll always find him in camouflage.
He's very proud.
He also sports this hat representing a war he was part of.
Right after he go to training at Thu Duc.
No was part of Mike Force. He says they teamed up with U.S. forces all in an effort to fight the Viet Cong.
During the war, he's like gathering information about the enemy and plan the attack.
In addition to special reconnaissance patrols,
he jumped off of a helicopter without a parachute, so he basically like go close to the land. So he just jump out.
No says they often jumped in the middle of the night. He says many of the missions were search and rescue. This photo was snapped alongside American troops just before one attack.
In 1972, he basically like go in and rescue one of the American soldiers.
He says he's held on to these all these years, but very few other mementos.
He go to jail. So Viet Cong take him to jail.
No says he spent more than a year in jail.
He got, basically tortured by the Viet Cong for 7 days.
No says he never told the Viet Cong he once fought with American soldiers. He says he's always been grateful for what the U.S. military did for him and his homeland.
When the U.S. come to Vietnam, it's meant a lot to him.
No now displays the U.S. flag without fear.
He's patriotic because he wants to, remember the thing that he did at the Army.
And if his work attire is any indication, nearly 50 years after the war, he's still taking steps to ensure others know just how proud he is to have joined U.S. forces in the fight for Vietnam. No says he was in college when he was drafted to become part of Mike Force. He says he also chose to stay in the Army for a while once the Vietnam War was over. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here, and I have the privilege of introducing our Veteran of the Week, and that's Second Lieutenant Hung No, who proudly served our country in Vietnam. He was a member of the Military Strike Force Command. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
Yeah, I thank you on the staff.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.